All right. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Corey here in the Weather Center. It is 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. You are looking at a live image of downtown Greensburg, overcast skies, and a warm 79 degrees here at 7 o'clock here in the middle of May. Almost a summer-like feel out there today. So real quickly before we get started, I do want to thank my sponsors. That is Gupton Landrum Funeral Home, A Plus Comfort Care, Wayne Hoardings Land Management Services, Lisa Kearns Exit Realty Homestead, Installation Solutions of Kentucky, and Loy Construction LLC. Definitely want to thank all my sponsors. You guys will see their logos in the bottom left of this image. So we do have a big severe weather event on tap for tomorrow. Brandy, I see your comment. This is the Weather Channel music. You know, you get when you guys are listening to your local on the 8s on the Weather Channel. That's kind of the vibe it gives me. So that's just kind of what I went with. Didn't really have a whole lot of options as far as music for your please wait music or stream starting music, whatever you want to call it. So let's get into some of the Storm Prediction Center outlooks here real quickly. Switch over to the WeatherWise radar. Boom. So this is the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today. If you guys tuned in yesterday, you guys heard me talk about the potential for severe weather this afternoon. Probably not going to happen. The Storm Prediction Center does have part of central Kentucky in a slight risk for severe weather, but not looking at any type of severe weather for this evening and into tonight as of right now. Don't see anything on the radar that would indicate that. Don't see anything in the data that would indicate that as well. The big threat is what we're looking at for tomorrow. So this is the latest information here from the Storm Prediction Center, and we're zoomed into our local area. This red you see here is a level 4 moderate risk. Again, if you guys was on my live yesterday, you guys heard me talk about how I thought that we would definitely be upgraded into a higher risk category, and that definitely happened. At this time yesterday, we was under a slight risk for Friday's severe weather outlook, and we've been upgraded twice since then. I don't think we'll get upgraded again. There is a chance that part of this might go into a level 5 risk, but we're not sure. There's a possibility, but regardless if it's a level 4 or level 5, the severe weather risk are about the same. Pretty large moderate risk area here. This is going to include the eastern part of Missouri, southern part of Illinois, southern part of Indiana, and pretty much all of western and central Kentucky. I do think that this moderate risk gets expanded just a little bit. It's probably going to be just a little bit bigger. Probably include parts of Lexington and Richmond before it's all said and done, maybe even all the way down into Middle Tennessee as well, down to the Nashville area. Nonetheless, we're looking at a major severe weather outbreak on tap for tomorrow. So kind of want to read some of the stuff the National Weather Service is pointing out, and we'll get into the Futurecast radar here in just a little bit as well. The atmosphere is expected to destabilize late tomorrow morning and early afternoon. We're going to see several rounds. I've heard a lot of people ask me what time are we expected to see severe weather. This isn't going to be a situation where we see, severe weather between 12 and 3 p.m. and it's over. This is going to be multiple rounds of severe weather, pretty much all tomorrow afternoon, and then another round into tomorrow night. Not to mention, we could have a sneaky round tomorrow morning, right around the daybreak time frame. We'll get into that here in just a second. So, again, this is not going to be a situation where it's just a couple hours or we have a 3-hour window of severe weather. This is going to be an all-afternoon event. So, please, make sure you guys are staying weather aware tomorrow. This is going to be a big deal. I'm very, very confident in an active severe weather day tomorrow. So, National Weather Service stating pretty much what I just said. Lines of strong to severe thunderstorms are expected to develop over southeast Missouri Friday afternoon. That's going to move into Kentucky and Indiana during the evening hours. Pretty much all severe threats are on the table. Damaging winds, large to very large hail. Hail is going to be a big deal tomorrow. Could see some strong tornadoes as well. If some of these storms get going, there is a potential for some strong tornadoes, especially in this red area, which again is all of central and western Kentucky. Torrential rainfall also going to be a big threat. So all severe weather modes are on the table for tomorrow. There's not going to be any leaf. There's going to be no leaves left unturned with our severe weather threat tomorrow. So I kind of break down what has the higher threat. Here's the tornado threat. This is the best chance for strong tornadoes. Again, about the same area as that red moderate risk. Pretty much going to be all of central and western Kentucky. The tornado risk actually extends a little bit further to the east and does include the Lexington and Richmond areas. So, we zoom in here just a little bit more. And this is all of the area that I cover, the Greene-Taylor County surrounding area. Is all in the highest tornado threat that the Storm Prediction Center has out right now. This is the wind threat for tomorrow. This area that's in the purple has the highest chance for damaging winds. This is where that moderate risk is circled around. Same areas, central and western Kentucky is in this 45% purple area that has the highest chance for damaging winds. And here is the best chance for large hail. Probably going to have the largest hail a little bit more to our west, say closer to the Ohio River. But again, nonetheless, central and western Kentucky still in that bullseye for large hail tomorrow. Looking to see what else we have here. Waiting for the timing. On top of those three threats, the Weather Prediction Center here, move this over, has the whole state of Kentucky in a slight risk for flash flooding tomorrow. We're expecting storm motions to be pretty quick tomorrow, but again, if you start to see those several lines of storms move through the same areas, that could bring some heavy rain, especially to the areas that's already been saturated this year. You guys know where your flood-prone, poor drainage, low-lying areas are. That's where you could see some flash flooding tomorrow. Again, the main concern is definitely the severe weather threat, but do not want to not talk about the flooding threat because, again, you start to see several waves of rain over the same area. Definitely could see some flash flooding in isolated locations. Okay, so since we just talked about the outlooks, again, we're in that level 4 moderate. I do want to pull this up. A lot of people really don't know what these risk areas mean. And I do want to talk about this as well. If you've been following me this year with my severe weather coverage, I've really tried to focus a little bit harder on not focusing on severe weather risk. I've done that a lot in the past. Like, it's just a level 2, not going to be anything crazy. It's just a level 3. I've concentrated on the levels a lot in the past. I've not really concentrated on the severe weather levels this year. I've concentrated more on impacts. And regardless of what level we're in tomorrow, could there be a high risk tomorrow? There's a slight possibility some of the areas could be upgraded to a high risk. Does that change my opinion on severe weather for tomorrow? Absolutely not. I think we're going to be dealing with a major severe weather outbreak tomorrow, regardless of what level we're in. So it's not important to focus on what level we're in. It's important to focus on being prepared for potential severe weather tomorrow, have a plan of action in place, have a plan to get reliable weather information, whether it's for me, somebody else, it doesn't really matter to me. Everybody in the weather enterprise should be working together to get you guys accurate weather information, and you guys should follow whoever you trust. Again, it doesn't have to be me. Nobody's going to upset me if you don't follow me for weather information. My goal and my passion is to keep you guys up to date and to keep as many people informed and safe from severe weather as possible. That's what everybody in the weather enterprise, that's what everybody's goal should be. I feel like most of them, that is everybody's goal, but there's a few that have other goals. I'm not going to get into that today. So, nonetheless, do want to go over these risk areas here for tomorrow. Again, nobody's in a slight risk. Not really going to go after that. Couple of the areas, especially eastern Kentucky, is in that level 3 enhanced. That means that we have high confidence severe storms will contain damaging winds, severe hail, and or tornadoes. Several of those severe storms could be significant. We're looking at probably scattered and numerous severe storms expected. You get into the level 4, we have the same thing, high confidence that storms will contain damaging winds, severe hail, and or tornadoes. Again, same thing as a level 3. Several severe storms likely to be significant. So level 3 is several severe storms could be significant. Level 4 is several severe storms likely to be significant. Scattered and numerous severe storms expected. So the level 3 and level 4, the wording is not really a whole lot different other than several severe storms likely to be significant. And then you get into level 5 again. We don't have a level 5 for anybody. It's pretty much the same thing, except numerous severe storms expected, tornado outbreak, and or widespread damaging winds. Not really a whole lot of difference between a 4 and a 5, but definitely going to be dealing with a significant severe weather outbreak for tomorrow. So let's kind of look here. Let's go into the future cast, and I'll give you guys kind of a breakdown of what we're looking at, what some of the latest data is showing here. Let me get it switched over. 1 second. There's that. Got that up. And boom. So here is our future cast. This is the HRRR model. We're going to go over a couple of future cast models here so you guys can kind of see the differences between what's going on. So what I want to show you guys first is this is updraft velocity. And a lot of you guys aren't going to know what that means, but this is basically a measure. I actually wrote the definition down so I didn't get this wrong. This is a measure of the potential for a storm's updraft to rotate and develop into a severe rotating storm, which is your supercell. So basically this kind of shows the rotation in the storms that's going to be coming through our area. And if you fast forward all the way until Saturday morning, you look at pretty much the whole state's covered. So this basically tells me that any storm, all these storms that's going to be coming through tomorrow is going to be rotating. So there's going to be several opportunities for tornadoes across the state. The higher colors is obviously where you're going to get your stronger updrafts. That would be your stronger tornadoes. Again, this is not important to focus on placement. I know it shows doomsday pretty much right over Summersville. That's probably not going to happen. This is just an example of how these storms are going to unfold tomorrow. The placement's not exactly accurate. The placement will come tomorrow in time. When these storms develop, it's just kind of be scattered in nature of how they develop and how they move. But the most important thing to look at is the trend, and again, shows much of the state showing several rotating storms throughout the day tomorrow. So going to be an active day here in the weather department nonetheless. So let's get into the composite reflectivity. This is your futurecast radar, same thing that you see on your TVs, except they're a little fancier with the graphics, okay? So this is going into tonight. Pretty much the severe weather threats over tonight. I don't really see anything developing. Again, we talked about the cap last night. The cap on the atmosphere is basically like a blanket right here. Those storms start to develop. When those storms start to develop, it hits this blanket and it can't grow. So we had a pretty strong cap in place today that smothered those storms out. Nothing really happened, and that was kind of what my thinking was. But again, so nothing to worry about tonight. As we get into tomorrow morning, this is 3 a.m. Now look at 4 a.m. This is 4 a.m. Central Time. Look down there towards Memphis, right along the Tennessee-Missouri line. We've got a sneaky. I want everybody to make sure they're aware of this, because this is a possibility. I don't want to not talk about this, because this could be a sneaky thing that we're dealing with in the morning. These storms coming up out of Tennessee around daybreak tomorrow morning has a sneaky tornado potential. A lot of the data has showed that. We're not going to have a lot of energy. There's not going to be a lot of energy in the atmosphere at daybreak. That is going to be one of the good things with the first round of storms that we're going to have coming into the area tomorrow morning. Nonetheless, there's still plenty of ingredients available, and this is 7 a.m. Central Time. You guys see the futurecast radar. This is looks like a pretty significant line of storms coming through south central Kentucky, right along the Kentucky-Tennessee border, and even into central Kentucky. These storms will have the potential to produce some hail, produce some damaging winds, and also produce some isolated tornadoes. This is going to be our weaker. We're probably going to have 3 waves of storms, 3 main waves of storms. This is going to be the weakest of all 3. But I don't want anybody to sleep, literally, on this line of storms, it's going to be moving in right around daybreak or just pretty much as the sun comes up, right around 7 a.m. rush hour, basically. But this could be a sneaky tornado threat here in central Kentucky. This line moves off by 9 a.m. It's over into eastern Kentucky. There's still some storms that try to develop down here in middle Tennessee. If you look down there just to the southwest of Clarksville, just to the west of Nashville, in the Tennessee area, looks like some storm activity starts to develop again, pretty much along that boundary there. Might affect portions of south central Kentucky, and this is around noon. This is around the noon hour. But as we get into 1 p.m., pretty much the whole state's cleared out. So this is where the atmosphere is going to start to recover. This is where our temperatures are going to rise. Our instability is going to increase. The atmosphere is going to rejuice itself and in preparation for more storms to develop. So that's not good. The longer the atmosphere has to gain energy, the worse our severe storm activity is going to be tomorrow afternoon. Regardless, I don't see any inhibiting factor that's really going to prohibit our atmosphere to recharge. I don't see that at all. Obviously, we'll keep an eye on things tomorrow. It will be basically what do I always call it? Nowcasting. It'll be in nowcast mode tomorrow when we get into this. We'll kind of see how everything evolves. But based off the data that I've seen tonight, I don't really see any inhibiting factor that's going to cause our atmosphere to not recharge. It's more than likely going to have the energy available to produce significant severe weather across central Kentucky tomorrow afternoon and again tomorrow evening. So we get into 2 p.m., 3 p.m., things really blow up. I mean, these storms just blow the lid off the atmosphere over here in Missouri. You look over here just to the west of Paducah. That storm activity is really just blown out of the water there. As we progress closer into the 4 o'clock time frame, we have more storms that develops. You look around the Bowling Green area. Pretty much all of central Kentucky, we got storms that have developed. Any of these storms, again, going to have the potential to produce very large hail, isolated tornadoes. Some of these tornadoes could be strong. This is going to be the best chance for strong tornadoes in this mid-afternoon time frame. Large hail, damaging winds, strong tornadoes, isolated heavy rainfall. So this is going to continue. Let me go back. I lost my spot there. So this is 5 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Again, we still have more storms developing. Look just to the north of Bowling Green. There's more storms that have developed just to the north of that. Same situation. Those storms are going to be discrete. Those discrete storms are going to have the capability of producing isolated tornadoes. Again, some strong, large hail, damaging winds, isolated heavy rainfall as well. Then we get into kind of our third round as these isolated storms kind of progress to the east. We basically have our third and final wave of severe weather, and it's a line of severe thunderstorm activity. The main threat with our third round of severe weather is going to be damaging winds, and not only damaging winds, but potentially up to 70, maybe even 80 miles an hour on the damaging wind front. We kind of have to see how this third wave evolves. Is the atmosphere going to have enough energy for that third wave to produce significant severe weather? That's kind of the question mark with the third round. We're kind of thinking yes, because we're going to have so much energy in the atmosphere. It's not going to take a whole lot for it to recover. But nonetheless, we're going to be in the nighttime period. We're not going to have the sun to kind of recharge the atmosphere, but still should have sufficient ingredients in the atmosphere for our third round of severe weather to produce several severe storms. The question mark is that third round going to have the energy available to produce significant severe weather, and it's kind of up in there. It's kind of 50-50. Definitely think there will be severe storms with the third round, but is it going to be significant severe storms? That's really the question. But nonetheless, we look at the Futurecast radar. A very impressive line blowing through all of central Kentucky by about 10, 11 p.m. We see this all the time here in Kentucky. These lines that move through the Kentucky area. Best threat with these is damaging winds, but we do see isolated spin-up tornadoes very frequently along any of these lines that move through Kentucky. We've seen it several times this year. Tucker's Tiki seen damage from a quick spin-up tornado with this line that moved through, about a month ago. Several tornadoes across Kentucky. There was a couple in Barron County, or at least one in Barron County, a couple in Louisville. So we see this all the time with these lines of storms that move through. So damaging winds and isolated tornadoes will be the primary threat with the third round that finally moves through the area roughly around the midnight time frame. Then we're kind of left with just a little bit of heavy rain on the backside. Shouldn't last too long, maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and then we are in the all clear for severe weather. So I know that that's a lot of information for you guys to take in. That is 3 rounds of severe weather. That's going to include some supercellular activity that could produce some strong tornadoes, large, maybe even destructive hail, and damaging winds. On that third round as well. So it's going to be a very busy day. Very busy day. The good news is I will be here keeping you guys up to date. So I plan on not sleeping a whole lot tonight, but definitely getting enough sleep to, keep you guys up to date with all the latest weather information. So main thing tomorrow, I do have a graphic here real quick. I'll throw up here, safety graphic from the National Weather Service. Thunderstorms can escalate quickly, and that's what we are expected to see tomorrow. We're expected to see these thunderstorms just blow the roof off the atmosphere and move into central Kentucky. So those clear skies can turn dark and ominous very, very quickly. And that's either due to pop-up thunderstorms or squall lines, 2 of the storm threats that we're going to be dealing with tomorrow. Main thing that I want everybody to do is set up a way to get weather warnings on your phone. You can go to any TV station, sign up for severe weather alerts. They'll be texted straight to your phone. You guys can go to my Facebook and sign up for. You can get notifications. Somebody will in my chat will know how to do that specifically, but you can actually go to my page and sign up to get notifications when I go live. If there's somebody in the chat that knows how to do that right off the top of your head, please let me know, and I'll let everybody know how to do that. When you do get those severe weather alerts, you need to get inside a sturdy building immediately. These storms that come in are going to mean business tomorrow, so you need to have a plan of action when severe weather strikes. Go over that with your family tonight. If you're at home right now, talk with your family about severe weather plan. If a tornado warning is issued, what is our plan of action? Where are we going to go? If you live in a mobile home, have a plan of action to go to a storm shelter. A lot of these counties here in central Kentucky open up storm shelters. A lot of churches will open up. I don't have all the list of potential storm shelters, but those lists will come out either tonight, tomorrow. Follow your county's emergency management page on Facebook, or reach out to your county's emergency management office. There's you can look it up. I'm sure they all have phone numbers. They'll be able to get you that information. That's what they're there for. They're there to help and assist you guys and keep you guys safe. So have a plan of action to get in. Find a storm shelter. If you have a basement, know where you're going to go in your basement. If you have just a one-room house, make sure that you have a plan of action to get in the middle of your house. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Really just going over your severe weather safety plan. If you plan on being outside, I know I think there's a lot of graduations. I don't really know the graduation festivities when all the graduations are taking place. But obviously, if you guys plan on being out and doing stuff, make sure you have a plan of action for that facility. So say you're at a high school, talk with somebody at the high school, or find out where the safest place to go if a tornado happens to be in the vicinity. You just never know. Allison, thank you. If you're wanting to get live notifications, you click on the three dots on the right side of the video, and at the bottom it says get notified about live notifications. So that is the best way. If you guys want to follow me anytime I go live, you guys will get that notification. Thank you, Allison, for that information. So again, you click on the three dots on the right side of this video, and at the bottom it will say get notified about live notifications, and there you guys go. That will be the best way to do it. Thank you, Amanda. Taylor County's graduation is tomorrow evening at 6:30. So 6:30, let's look at the radar here. Let me pull this down. Safety. And 6:30 tomorrow. Again, this is just simulated radar. So this would be around this time. So there will be severe weather in the vicinity for Taylor County's graduation tomorrow. So again, have a plan of action. If you're any of these high schools that are conducting graduation tomorrow, my recommendation to you guys would be to have a plan to get your audience into a sheltered location. Obviously, the gymnasium probably isn't going to be the best place to shelter. But high school, anybody that operating graduations tomorrow, administration needs to have a plan of action to get their audience into a central location in the high school in case of worst case scenario. Just have that plan of action in place just to be safe. Again, my main motto here in the Weather Center is I'd rather be safe than to be sorry. So have those plan of actions in check and ready to rock just in case the worst possible scenario happens. So, trying to think if there's anything else. I am going to ask you guys to throw me your questions. I'll stay live with you guys here for a little while. I'm not going to do anything like super long, like 45 minutes or an hour answering questions, but I don't mind to spend another 30 minutes answering questions. I kind of cut out a little bit early yesterday on my live video. So now this is the time for you guys to ask your questions. So real quickly, what I'm going to do is pull my outlooks back up real quickly. Let me just move some things around. And SBC outlooks. Nope. Hang on. There we go on the outlooks. And here we go, day 2. Get this back up. This is the Storm Prediction Center outlook here. Just wanted to get that back up before I started answering questions. We'll zoom in here just a little bit because I know with this particular radar setting, I do have the feature to where I can zoom in and these cities pop up. So now when we're talking about Storm Prediction Center outlooks, you guys can see where you're located on the map without having to explain it to me. So anybody in the red here is in that level 4 moderate risk category. This is the best. This is the area that has the best potential for severe weather tomorrow. But I definitely think that moderate risk is going to be expanded to the east just a little bit. So I'm going to go through here. I'm going to scroll up just a little bit, start answering some questions here. Again, appreciate all you guys tuning in. Appreciate the support. Thank you, Jackie. Appreciate your compliment there. Also, Ariel, I see your comment about the snow. We have a lot of people that have the battles between the storms and the snow. Who would rather have the storms? Who would rather have the snow? So Ariel's obviously on Team Snow. Ashley, Nashville, Hendersonville area is going to be about the same scenario for the same scenario that Central Kentucky's dealing with. They're going to be dealing with a round of storms tomorrow morning, sometime around the daybreak time frame. They're going to have a second round Let me see what we're dealing with here. Just looking at Nashville. As far as the second round for Nashville, it's going to be very isolated. But definitely looks like Nashville's going to get in on that third round of activity. So we'll have to see how the data evolves tonight. Right now, the highest threat for that second round is in Central Kentucky. But that could be expanded down into Middle Tennessee before it's all said and done. Kathy, as far as getting local notifications like sent through a text, you can go to any of the TV stations, Wave 3, WDRB, WHAS 11. I think all three of those stations have alerts where you can sign up. WBKO 13 in Bowling Green has those alerts as well. You just sign it up, sign yourself up, and click what county you want those alerts for. So obviously, if it's in Casey County that you live, you would sign up for Casey County. Anytime there's a warning issued for Casey County, you'll get a text sent to your phone immediately. Doug, you're right. I probably do need to go to bed as soon as I end the live, but unfortunately, I will not. It's just part of it. Pam, got your question there. Recap times. We're expecting multiple waves throughout the day tomorrow. We're expecting one round of thunderstorm activity sometime around daybreak in the morning. And then we're expecting a second round anywhere between 12 to say like 5 p.m., 12 to 6 p.m. And then you might as well say our second and third round is going to be between 12 and 12, a 12-hour window, because there's going to be multiple storms firing between that 12-hour window. So pretty much as soon as we get into the afternoon hours, it's fair game across the board for severe thunderstorm activity. Thank you, Matt. I like that quote. It's not original, by the way. Rather be safe than sorry. It's definitely not an original quote there. Crystal, I would love to send some of this weather back. It's been a very, very active year. I'm sure you can definitely attest to that as well. Vicky, as far as weather on Saturday, I'll be honest with you, I haven't looked at it in depth, but I'll look at it right now, see what we're looking at. Saturday's just storms during the morning hours, and then it looks like sunny conditions throughout much of the day. Highs getting up to around 80. So definitely better weather for Saturday for sure. Sammy, do I think the storm track may go further north, south, etc. than what's predicted? No, I do not. I think we're pretty much locked into what I wouldn't say locked in, but as far as the area that has the highest potential for severe weather, I don't see a situation where Central Kentucky just doesn't see severe weather. I just don't see it. Don, that's a good question. Is there any chance the rain cooling things off from the first wave to weaken the second and third? Yes. If we do see an increased rainfall in the morning, so say we have storms develop around daybreak, and those storms just kind of keep developing and kind of running over Central Kentucky, that will definitely weaken the state of the atmosphere as far as energy wise. There won't be as much energy. And that is something we are monitoring with the first wave. So still a lot of questions on how everything evolves, but as of right now, we don't really see that first wave lasting all that long. We pretty much see it developing, moving through the state, and then clearing out enough or moving to the east that will actually allow Central Kentucky to re-energize on their atmosphere for our second and third wave. But that is a possibility that we do see a little bit of a longer duration in that increased rainfall and storm activity tomorrow morning that would lower the energy levels just a little bit. But again, don't really see anything that's going to prevent us from dodging the bullet on this one. Tori, yes, I do expect that moderate risk to come over into the Russell Springs, Jamestown area before it's all said and done. Got a lot of people asking about the times. Let's just go over here to the Futurecast radar. Let's pull it up here one more time. A lot of people asking about times. So let's just fire it up and let's talk about it. So here's your Futurecast radar. So, first wave. And this is just Futurecast. This is just a simulation. None of this is guaranteed to happen, but this kind of gives us an idea of how things are going to play out. Futurecast radar right here. Futurecast. This is 6 a.m. around the daybreak. We have these storms that have developed here across Middle Tennessee and up into Central Kentucky, and this progresses across the state. This is 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. So our first round is between 6 to 9 a.m. Central Time in the morning. This round is going to have the potential to produce damaging winds, some hail, and it does have an isolated tornado threat as well. Do not want to sleep on this literally. So there is a potential for some tornadic activity with this first round. Then we see the atmosphere kind of clear out. There is some more storm activity that develops around the Nashville area around the 10 to 11 o'clock time frame that kind of hovers around the Kentucky-Tennessee border. Those could become severe as well, but they don't really move any farther north than the Kentucky-Tennessee border. The atmosphere really clears out. This is 1 o'clock Central Time. This is when temperatures are going to increase. The atmosphere is really going to recharge here in this time frame. And then we start to get to the 3 p.m. Central Time frame. You look over there in central, or not central Illinois, well, I guess central Illinois, but southern Illinois is the area I'm talking about, and eastern Missouri. Storms really blow off. They just blow the lid off the atmosphere. And then they develop, strengthen, and move into central Kentucky. This is around 4 o'clock Central Time. So this is when our second wave will start, sometime around the 3 to 4 o'clock time frame. Then we have just several waves of severe weather that just blows through the central Kentucky area between 3 to say 8 p.m. Any of these storms is going to have the capability of producing tornadoes, some strong. Some of those tornadoes could become strong, large hail, and damaging winds. Then we have our third wave of severe weather that's coming after 9 p.m. Central Time. This wave is going to have the best potential to see damaging winds 60, 70 miles an hour. Again, have some question marks with this round as far as how much energy is left available in the atmosphere. But as of right now, still expecting several severe storms with that third wave as well. So that is the time frame for all of central Kentucky. So now that I've got all the timing questions answered, I'm going to switch back to the outlook real quickly. Thank you, Stephanie. Appreciate the compliment. I like that, Tim. Corey the Doombringer Hawk. I like that. Jesse Bray, yes, very, very good comment there. Make sure you guys plug your phone up, plug your radios up before this severe weather strikes. Something else I definitely want to talk about too. This is probably the first big severe weather event we've had this year where we've had all the leaves on the trees. Our previous severe weather events, all the trees have not been full of leaves like they are now. So if we get destructive winds, we're going to have more trees down this go around, probably some more power outages this go around as well. So definitely have your phones and radios plugged up and charged before this severe weather hits tomorrow. Oh, Megan's on Team Snow too, Ariel. So we got Ariel and Megan here on Team Snow. That's a good point there, Cody. Yeah, Bridget, definitely. I'll have some ski on standby here tomorrow for sure. Going down through here, I'm gonna check my comments up here quick. Timmy, strong tornado is a F3 or stronger. That's F3 tornado or stronger is what a strong tornado is. I know you're making fun of me, Matt. I embrace it. There's a lot of people that makes fun of me. That doesn't bother me at all. Teresa says there is schools that are supposed to be on field trips tomorrow. What is my thoughts on that? Very, very skeptical. I'll say that because we'll have our first wave moving through. It really depends on when our first wave moves out of the area. If our first wave moves out of the area by 7, 8 o'clock, and the kids are back, I mean, a lot of these kids do half days on Friday anyway. If the kids are back before noon, probably be okay. It just depends on when that first wave moves out. Thank you, Betsy. Appreciate you tuning in from Hodgenville. Appreciate that. See what else we got here. Looking to see if there's anybody else that has any comments or questions. Thank you, Michelle. Appreciate your compliment there. Definitely appreciate that. Jessica asked a question: is this something school needs to be called off for? I don't. It's not. I don't really make calls for the school systems. Um, Obviously, any decision the school systems makes is it. Any decision the school systems make is going to be ridiculed one way or the other. They can't do any wrong. But these school systems are going to make the best decision for the kids. They're never going to put kids in harm's way. If there's ever a situation where kids, end up in harm's way, it definitely wasn't incidental, or it wasn't on purpose. It was accidental. But yeah, these schools are going to wake up in the morning. They're going to evaluate the weather situation. Do we have weather coming in? Do we delay school for the storms to move through? They'll make that decision in the morning. So all these schools, all these superintendents are aware of the weather situation. They're watching closely. Um, it's 50-50 for me. If we've got storms coming through in the morning and then we're expecting storms to fire up, by 1 o'clock, I could see a situation where you call school off. But I could also see a situation where, these storms in the morning, come and they go, and we don't have storms fire up until 3. You can get a school day in. So the superintendent's going to be watching in the morning. They're going to be aware of what the situation and what the potentials are, and they'll make the best decision for that respective school. Okay, so I'm looking through here. Don't really see anything else. So, with that being said, I'm going to end tonight's live coverage. Uh, my dad had surgery today on his collarbone. He had a little fall and broke it. So, I'm going to go out and see him, see how he's doing for a little bit, hang out with the family just for a little bit this afternoon. So, keep old man dad in your thoughts and prayers as he recovers from this terrible injury he's got. But I'll definitely be up keeping you guys. I'll look at the latest data tonight for tomorrow's severe weather event, and I will be live if needed tomorrow morning, and I'll also be live as needed tomorrow afternoon and evening as well. So please, please, please stay weather aware. You guys have a way to get weather information to your phones. This is a big deal, and a major severe weather outbreak is expected tomorrow here in Central Kentucky. So with that being said, appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. You guys